Well, good morning and welcome to another video from Gonna Do. It's nearly Christmas. It's the 22nd of December, so I'm getting out for a quick overnight trip to a place I used to hunt near Lexington in Victoria. It's actually just behind the site of what we call the Rainbow Serpent Festival. I just had a bit of a pause there while I let a truck go past. It's quite a bit of a busy road here today. Anyway, like I said, this is the site of going to camp behind the site of where the Rainbow Serpent Festival is. So I'm going to try and get up to a spot high above it. There is two spots. One I used to go to in my ute, which had a lot more ground clearance than this, so I'm going to walk it and see if I can get in there, because I'm doubtful whether I can, but I should be able to get up to the first part, and if not, I can camp there. So anyway, we'll get in there and see how we go. Well, I'm working my way in now. It's been 12 months since I was here last time, so I can't remember it, but I don't know whether it was burnt out last time or not. But yeah, I'm going to have a bit of a hard time finding some shade around here today, so because I can see where I've got to go, which is up there on that ridge. There's nothing up there. Anyway, we'll just have to see what we can find. I'm heading up the hill now. I've just had to stop, which I don't think I can do now because it's getting quite steep. I had to clear a few branches off this one here so I can get round. But from now on up, it's non-stop, because I'll never start this car again with the traction control on it. Well, I have to stop it. So I've got some more branches up here across the road. Remnants of that. I'll stop right here. Yeah, I wish I didn't stop, because it wasn't much I could have got over it. But anyway, worst comes to worst, I'll have to back it all the way down to a flatter spot. So we'll see if we can get going here. Spinning a bit, but yep, we made it. Wouldn't want to have been much more steeper than that, otherwise I wouldn't have got up there. So, but that's about as steep as I'm going to get here. I've stopped on the road. That one down there, that's the Ben Major track. That's the one that I took last year to get to the top of Ben Major. So, like I said, I'm not going up there. It's a lovely view, but I'm not going up there for the fact that it's too hard on my little car. So, I had planned on coming down this way, and there's a track heading off to the right here. And I have driven it in my Rodeo. So I thought I'll go up and have a look, because that takes me to a lovely camp spot right above the Rainbow Serpent Festival site. And that's it going up through there. So I walked it, and I can do it. The trouble is that just over the top of that hill, there's a massive tree across the track. And if I drove up there and got down there, that means I've got to back it all the way up. So I'm not prepared to do that. So back this way, and back down that track in front of me, straight in front of me between those two trees, about 150 metres down there. I've walked down there. There's a campsite off to the left, off to this side. It's nice and clear, and I found a spot where I can get my trailer in. And not the prettiest site, but it's as good as I'm going to get today. So, come up along this track. Too rough. And just go down over the top of this little hill, and if I pull in through there, there's a lovely little clearing out there where I can get my trailer set up. And there's my campsite setup. The road that I came in just over there. At the main track's over the hill, so I'm off that. Great. Not that there's going to be a lot of traffic along here. Only spot I could find where there wasn't undergrowth. I'm not going to have a campfire going tonight. I'm only going to have my pot belly going later on. That's nice and contained. The grass is still quite green around here, but even still I don't want a big fire. It's quite warm, 23 degrees, feels much warmer than that. So, yes, I've had my camp set up now for about 2 hours, but I left this GoPro sitting in the sun in the car, and it overheated, so I couldn't charge it, so I had to cool it down. It was flat, and I had to cool it down until it got to a temperature where I could charge the battery, so not a very good thing for me to do, but it happens. Yes, well, so much for my relaxing evening. I went over to the other side there and I flew my drone, and it was going great, and I decided to fly towards Mount Major. I thought I had enough battery left, which I probably did, and I thought, oh yeah, that's far enough, and I turned for home and I hit a massive headwind, and I just watched the drone battery drop, and it said return to home, low battery. So I dove down as far as I could to get as close as I could to the road to try and recognize something definite rather than crashing into trees in the middle of nowhere, and I managed to get it down to about 10 meters before I lost video signal. Yeah, so I went into mad panic mode, so I came back and grabbed my car and drove up along the road. Thank God that I had a video feed, because I was eventually able to recognize one tree that was overhanging the road, and I managed to get in there. The first tree I found wasn't it, and I ran through the bush like crazy and couldn't find it, and then I went back and forth a couple of times and I said, nah, that's the tree there. So I went in and there was the drone, landed in perfect working order. So massive lesson learnt. When it gets down to about 30%, keep it in sight. It's just not worth it. That's just too much. So anyway, I'm gonna head to bed soon after I've had a shower and done the dishes, and tomorrow morning I'll get up and hopefully get a nice sunrise, and you never know, maybe tonight I might even get a good moonrise. So we'll see what happens. And that's the view I've got this morning. Rather dreary and dull. Yeah, it's not the most inviting morning. It's quite dreary. Been quite windy all night, still is. Overcast. I got up about 20 past 5 and went to the toilet. Had ideas that I was going to do a nice sunrise, but no, I couldn't even see the sun, so yeah, I thought, and it was easy, it was raining a little bit too, so I thought, I'm going back to bed. So yeah, I went back to bed and slept for another couple of hours. So what have we got now? 8 o'clock, so yeah, might get me drone up
just do a bit of a fly over to the campsite, cook myself some breakfast, and I think then I might just head home. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Well, I've had my breakfast and a cuppa, so I'll probably start packing up slowly and head off. It is quite windy here, but I'm going to put my drone up and have a little bit of a quick fly around. I just want to make sure that it's working properly and that I didn't damage it yesterday. I'm pretty sure I didn't, but we'll have a look anyway. And there we go, a successful flight. I'm very relieved at that. But when I got it up there, boy, it was windy. I went that way with the tailwind and I thought, I better not go too far, turn around, and I could barely make it back. But that was in normal mode. I could have put it into sports mode, but I came down low, did a pass over my camp. That's all I wanted to do. I normally wouldn't take it up in this wind. And landed it, and she's all good to go. And there we go, campsite is all packed up. We got nearly 11 o'clock, so pretty good. As usual with me, I love to leave just footprints. Do a quick walk around to the campsite, see there's no rubbish, and that's all I like to leave. Okay, well, I've just done a flyover of what is the site of the Rainbow Serpent Festival, and as you can see by the flyover, it's a large site. It's on a farmer's property that I used to hunt, and they didn't have the festival in 2019 and definitely didn't have it in 2020, and I think they're going to have it in 2022, but who knows. You can see the amount of infrastructure they've got here. It's staggering. So when it's on, there's a lot of loud music and there's a sea of tents. Now, I think it would be a fun time for the people here. I actually have, closest I've been when the festival's on was about over that side of the hill, way over, probably about 2 or 3 k's away. And I got there at 5 o'clock in the morning to go fox whistling, and I could hear the music from there. It is astounding how noisy it is. And here's an interesting structure. I flew over it. I actually flew through it. I wanted to know what it was. It's a bunch of shopping carts welded together, tied together in a circle. Look at that. I have no idea. Suppose you'd call it art, would you? Don't know. It's certainly weird.
There's some weird things out here. Toilets and showers here. Also a big generator. And over the back there is a quite a large tower. I wouldn't know what they do on it, but I think it's an alternative music festival, alternative living. Different for me, but that's fine. I've got no problem with that. Well, some kind of spinny thing. I thought it might have gone on wind power, but there's actually an electric motor down there, so. And there you go. Not he's and she's, he-pee. Unbelievable. And in behind the lock gates, I think, is the organisation part of it. I haven't been here for, I haven't hunted for a couple of years now, and I've actually sold all my gear and given it away. But it has grown so big now. There's so much stuff here. It's unbelievable. A lot of weeds in that gutter. Yeah, it's not good for it. They've got towers and everything here. So, satellite dishes, obviously mobile phone towers. There is a lot of infrastructure here. A huge pile of bikes. I wonder if you come pick it up and start using it. Although I think there's going to be a lot of flat tyres in that lot. Got to be 100 or more bikes there, I reckon. $13 for pizzas. They've even got pizza ovens in here. So they've got ice here, and that there is a big refrigeration unit. And the Lexton Community Volunteers. So it is very good for the Lexton community. They make a lot of money out of it. Oh, look at that. Wow. It's full of couches. I bet you there's a few spiders in those. Maybe a snake or two. Yeah, there's even a massive three-phase pump right at the gate where I came in. So I haven't walked all over it. There's a lot more to the site, but that's the Rainbow Serpent Festival site. The camping's usually up there and out the other side, and I think the festival must be in this part here. Like I said, I have seen it from a distance. There's a sea of tents out there and a sea of people in here, and very loud music. Okay, well that's the festival site, and now here's my whinge. When I say there was a sea of tents here at the festival, and that's fine, the problem is that when they leave, the people that go to these things, they just walk away and they leave the tents here. Most of them, they go to Kmart and Target and just buy a tent, put it up for the weekend and walk away. It's just an absolute pigsty. Out here in the bush, after I've been out here after the festival, it's just loaded with cans and bottles everywhere. I cannot understand these people, their alternative lifestyle, that's their choice, but they say they're friends of the earth and good for the environment. Well, this is just rubbish. They're just hypocrites. It's just rubbish everywhere, and you shouldn't just chuck stuff, make it into landfill. Buy a decent tent and reuse it. Anyway, that's it for this video. I'm heading home now. I don't know whether I'm going to be camping. I certainly won't be camping between now and the new year, but I may put out a video on my camera equipment, and I might do a video on my DJI FPV drone. Anyway, so if you like these videos, try subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.